Holiday, and welcome back to Rehash, where we recap the big stories of the week. And undoubtedly, this was the biggest story of the week. People of north to south were talking about it. It was making Facebook go on fire, and here at KUAM we called it "Not Your Daddy's Load Shedding." Nestor,
yeah, well, the MEC 9 unit and the TEMA 7 unit went offline on Sunday, and so that plunged the island into load shedding, and from Sunday, I think, to Tuesday, everyone had like 1 hour rolling outages. We all experienced it, and so did, as you mentioned, a lot of people were commenting on that, and they were able to repair the units, and come Wednesday, we went back to the normal schedule. But it was just an illustration of how vulnerable the system is. Those 2 units went down, and there were some hotels and other big power consumers that did come off the grid, but still we were short. So GPA says we're back online. They don't expect any more load shedding, but there's always that caveat. If one of the other base load units go down, we might be back to load shedding.
So you might want to keep your candles and flashlights on hand. Don't get rid of them just yet. And actually, turning to bad news, but this week started off with bad news near Leo Palace. A man in his 40s passed away after his Camry hit into a tour bus. 8 of the 10 people in that bus received minor injuries. The crash remains under investigation. And speaking of buses, Issa, you did a story about school buses this week.
I did. It was actually kind of shocking when we first heard the initial report. We thought it was a prank because it resembled a scene out of the movie Straight Outta Compton. But it was a true story. What happened was a car was driving behind a school bus, and apparently the kids at the back of the school bus were showing the car the middle finger, and the driver got really upset. So when the school bus stopped at a bus stop to let students off, the driver actually pulled over and tried to enter the bus and confront the student. So good thing the bus driver was there. He he refused to let the individual on the bus, and he did file an incident report with the Department of Public Works. So our DPW Director, Glenn Leon Guerrero, did say they are investigating and will forward it to the Guam Police Department if necessary. But just the fact that an adult would stop and try to confront a child, I think, is pretty shocking. So.
I think that goes to show that life imitates art, or art imitates life. That's a saying, right? Actually, we do have some good news to report, and that comes from you, Ken, who had exclusive tour.
Yeah, from straight out of Compton to straight out of Hagåtña. We got an exclusive tour of the Guam and Chamorro Educational Facility, more commonly known as the Guam Museum. It's only 69% complete, but we got to tour the site, a 3-story building. We got to walk through where the changing exhibit area will be, the main exhibit hall, the repository, and like the theater wing, and then what also makes it pretty cool is the design of the actual structure. We got to go to the rooftop, and you can see like the arches, and it has like this intertwining design. It's pretty unique, and you can, on one side you can see the view of the cathedral and the Pope statue and the Peace Memorial. On the opposite side you see the Chamorro Village Tower. So that's a pretty cool view of Hagåtña. They're calling it the crown jewel of Hagåtña. So it's pretty exciting. It's supposed to be completed. Construction is supposed to be completed on December 28th and open hopefully in time for FestPac next year. So I've been to a lot of museums in the States and in Asia, and I hope Guam's just as great. So.
And I think you mentioned that the actual structure doesn't take up the whole Skinner's Plaza.
Yeah, it's like 27% only occupies the plaza, so other parts could be used for like the movies in the park and like the Christmas lighting ceremony they have with the chamber every year. So it should be pretty exciting.
So if there are any stories you want us to cover here at KUAM, you can email us at reporters@KUAM. You can also tweet us. You can Facebook us. There are so many different ways to get in touch with us. Again, KUAM.com, Facebook, reporters@KUAM.com, and stay tuned. More Weekend Edition returns.